Greetings, my name is Brandon White. I am the instructor for ETP 265 Entrepreneurial Marketing. Welcome to the class. I want to commend you for your choice, the decision that you made to take this course and possibly others in the ETP Entrepreneurship lineup of courses. If this is the only course that you are signed up for, I would encourage you to take a look at the other ETP courses. There are 4 in pursuit of either the entrepreneurship certificate or the focus in the entrepreneurship degree program. We're going to take a look at items that will assist you to hopefully help you make a high score, a good grade in this class. First off, I would say that this course, along with the other ETP courses, are relatively new. We're still fine-tuning things, and with that, there are errors that made, and there are errors that will be made, and there may be content that is not may not necessarily fit with the theme as is laid out in the syllabus. If that is the case, if you get that feeling at any time, certainly feel free to contact me using the information in the syllabus, and I will gladly make adjustments. I certainly want this to be a high quality product offering for students that come in future semesters. So I welcome that feedback. The overall goal of this course is to produce a marketing plan. Now, if you're taking this course as a standalone, certainly it will fit with the goal that you may have of producing a marketing plan. However, if you're taking it as a part of the 5-course entrepreneurship slate of classes, then the marketing plan is one component in the overall business plan that you'll be producing throughout the series of courses, and we talked about that in the intro for ETP 279, Small Business Management. So we're going to spend some time talking about the expectations for students in this course, as well as expectations of me, the instructor, what you should expect from me. Okay, let's take a look at the syllabus. First thing I want to do is to tell you that in Blackboard, along the left side, when you log into Blackboard and go to this course, along the left side you will see a link called Syllabus and Other Documents. That is where obviously the syllabus is stored. There will also be a couple of other documents in there that you'll need to be mindful of and reference along the way. At some point, download so you can have easy access to, even when you don't have internet access. And those would be the marketing plan template, which would be a Word-based document. Additionally, there is a marketing plan rubric, and the way you should think about that is this is a grading rubric. These are the expectations. This one is marked up a little bit, but you can see here it is basically a grid of across the top, and yours will be consolidated. This is an older version. These are the expectations of what will allow you to achieve, low quality, mid quality, high quality score, and in the different categories, and also have the points in a column that can be will be received for each category. And the categories are product, pricing, promotion, place or placement, market research, sales forecasting, and your differential advantage. Okay, and we'll be covering each of those throughout the semester, some in more detail than others. You will receive instruction, but it will also be incumbent upon you to do a fair amount of your own research and study to make sure that you understand each of these components of the marketing plan. Much of this is in your two textbooks or your textbook, um, and or covered in the videos that are available on Blackboard also. If there are ever any questions about anything, certainly I am available. The preferred method of contact just for general questions is through Blackboard. The contact section, or the messaging section, I guess I should say, messaging section of Blackboard. If we will have a couple of projects throughout the semester, and I'll explain more about those in a minute. The marketing plan I've already sort of alluded to. But if you need to submit anything that has an attachment, I ask that you send those by email. And my email address is available. It's on the syllabus, so you can certainly that is the preferred method for sending something with an attachment. The reason for that is that in the past I've had students that had difficulty attaching a file within Blackboard, and so should be easier to do so by email. However, I don't check the email as often, being an adjunct or part-time instructor. I don't check that as often, and so it's preferred that you communicate, standard messages through the message board in Blackboard. It is my goal to respond to any message within 48 hours. I may not have the final answer, but like I said, it is my goal to let you know that I have received your message within 48 hours, and in some cases I will need to do some more research to get you a solid answer. Last case resort, certainly my cell phone number is available. I do not have an office on campus, being a part-time instructor. Do not have an office on campus, so there are no office hours, but I am available if you want to set something up. I'm hoping though that the delivery and the content is going to totally provide you with everything that you need to achieve a good grade in this class. If it is something that is of an urgent nature, though, certainly feel free to call my cell phone. But other than that, I do regularly check the messaging system, not message board. We don't have a discussion board, but the contact messaging area within Blackboard. Okay, all right. So got that out of the way here. Let's see what else we need to talk about. Alluded to the fact that you will need to produce a marketing plan. The content in the syllabus, as we work through on page 2 of your syllabus, it starts out week 1, week 2, week 3, and on your syllabus it's going to detail the actual day that week 1 starts, through day 7. Week 2 will be one day after day 7 of week 1, and it's going to cover it. It shows the corresponding topics that we're going to be discussing in that week, as well as any assignments that will be your responsibility. That may be a reading assignment. There may be a quiz that you have to take. Those are online. I'll talk about a little bit more about quizzes in a moment. Actually, let me go ahead and do that. Quizzes will have a definitive cutoff time. I have allowed for some leniency in the past in the submission of those, but no more. And I have set them up now so that they have an extended period of time in which you can view, take, and submit the quizzes, and so therefore there should be no excuses for not getting a quiz in on time. Generally, you're going to have upwards of a week from the time that the quiz is posted to get it submitted. Okay, so I would encourage you not to wait till the last minute to start the quizzes. In many cases, the quizzes will be available at the same time that the material for a given week is also available. So if you want to jump on it, and the first day of the week is when you want to start reviewing material, you can read ahead based on what you see in the syllabus, The one thing you won't be able to view or participate in are any videos that are produced either by myself or some that I find from other sources that I post that I feel are of high quality, that you would benefit from. So that would be the only thing that you would not have as of day one. Day one of a given week, all the videos will be available. The quiz will be available. I would recommend that you jump on that and start viewing those. And the test or the quiz. I use those words interchangeably. The quiz is online, exclusively, totally online. You take it at your leisure. However, I would encourage you, as I said, not to wait till the last minute, not to wait to even the last day, because sometimes you may think that you finished it up, and then you exit it without submitting, and then don't get back to it. Well, then the test drops off. Once the test drops off, there's no going back and retaking any part of it. And I'm sorry, I've just had too many occurrences where it's just not fair to the students who do submit it on time. Okay, that's the bottom line. So be mindful of that. The cutoff time, date, and time will be noted for each quiz. So make sure you pay attention to that and get it submitted in a timely manner. Okay, cannot stress that enough. Okay, so the major goal for this course is the production and submission of the marketing plan, which is one piece, one component of the overall business plan that you will be finishing up in the final course. That's the part of the series, which is the final course is the ETP 268. I believe it's called Entrepreneurial Planning. Okay, so this is one piece of that. What we will do, somewhere around the middle of the semester, there you will actually submit a draft or a what would I call it? A draft or outline of your marketing plan. And the purpose of that, number one, is to kind of prod you along to help you get started. You're going to get a grade for it, and so anytime there is a score or a grade tied to an activity, it encourages you to get going and do it. I don't want you to do something just for the sake of activity. Activity for the sake of activity is pointless. So I want you to have used the information, the knowledge that you learned up to that point to produce something that is good quality. However, the expectation of it being what it will be by the end of the semester is not there on my part. It is truly a draft and outline to see if you understand, if you're on the right path. I will provide you with a template that I would strongly recommend that you use, but it's not as simple as just changing the file name on your file and changing the name of the business to match what you're going to be doing. There needs to be a little bit more at that stage, the halfway point where you submit the draft outline. Show me a little bit more that you truly understand, and I need to be able to see that you are going in the right direction, because if you're not, that's where I can kind of help steer you somewhere else if needed, because the final submission, the final marketing plan is worth about 2.5 times, if I remember correctly, about 2.5 times what the draft is. So obviously you could actually score lower on the draft, get things corrected, score very well on the final paper, and come out with a very good grade, even an A, even if you didn't do all that well on the draft, because my goal is to provide you with feedback to help, again, steer you in the right direction. And those that take note of that and do the things, correct the items that were incorrect at that stage, I'll take note of that, and I'll see, hey, they paid attention, they did what they were supposed to do, they corrected what they were supposed to correct, and that will be reflected in the grade that you receive on the final paper. Okay, so you will have weekly quizzes. We talked about that. Quizzes only available for approximately 1 week at a time. Another project that you will have on an ongoing basis is called a blog book. On page 3 of your syllabus, goes about explaining what a blog book is. Combination of the words blog and logbook. Fairly simple. What I want you to do is to go to WordPress or Blogger or some other free blogging site. Create yourself a blog. The first that's what your activity is for the first week, is to create the blog and send me a link to it. Do that through, again, the messaging system, not through email. And every subsequent week, it will be your job to make a post to your blog book about something related to marketing or this course. Okay, of course, this course is entrepreneurial marketing. I've given you some examples of things here on page 3 of the syllabus that you may choose to use to talk about. It could be anything, and I've got some pictures that I've taken over the last year or so, and I'll share them from fairly early on to give you an idea. And so you may do that. Many people have smartphones now. You may have your smartphone with you, and you see a billboard that's interesting. Pull out your smartphone, take a picture of it, and post it to your blog with some commentary about it, and say, I found this billboard interesting. It caught my eye because blank, whatever. And you say, I probably wouldn't have done it this way, or I would have done it this way, or I might have changed the color scheme, or I might have made the font larger, or because it wasn't readable for me driving down the road, or whatever it is. That's the kind of things that I want you to start paying attention to. I tell people all the time, great entrepreneurial ideas can come just from paying attention to the world around you, and that is especially true when it comes to marketing. If you just start to think and say, what are they trying to do? When are they marketing to me with this message, whatever it is, with this color scheme? Does that appeal to me? The shape of this yard sign, does that draw in the right demographic? Who are they trying to appeal to with this ad, with this marketing message, with this campaign? So those are the kind of things that I want you to start paying attention to and documenting. As it says here in the explanation for the blog book, entrepreneurial success is created through documenting interesting phenomena and recording ideas. And you all can read. I'll let you read the rest of it. So I want you to start documenting the things that you see, and whether it's in electronic format, something like this blog book, or if you actually carry around a notepad and just jot down ideas. Certainly don't do that while you're driving. There's features on smartphones where you can record a quick message to yourself, and that way, if you're absent-minded, forgetful, however you want to phrase it, you can write it down when you get back home or wherever you're going. So that will help you in your journey towards entrepreneurial success, and it will certainly fit in with the different topics that we're covering. So that is a weekly activity. That is a weekly activity. That is a weekly activity. Sorry for the repetition, but in this class in the past, I've got students who will do it for a couple of weeks. They'll skip a couple of weeks. They'll pick it up again. This is a weekly activity. It is worth points. On page 4 of the syllabus, if you will look 2/3, 3/4 of the way down the page there, it shows the number of points that are available. The Entrepreneur's Blog Book is worth a total of 160 points. 10 points per activity. 10 points per week. You have one activity per week, 10 points. If you did nothing related to this Entrepreneur's Blog Book, I don't know what that would equate to from a letter grade standpoint. I'm guessing that's probably around a C. So, if you're satisfied with a C and you say, I don't want to do that, fine. But for every one of these weeks that you do it, you're going to increase the grade, the chances of getting a higher grade. Okay. Same thing with quizzes. Quizzes will not take place every week, but when you do, the points are important. Okay, so I would pay attention to those. Quizzes are not difficult. They will come from one of two places: your readings or your videos, or both. Okay? In most cases, it's both. So fairly easy to get all of the points or the majority of the points associated with quizzes and the entrepreneurs, especially the entrepreneur's blog book. I'm very lenient when it comes to that. Unless you're just totally off base with what's going on, then you're going to receive a high number of points there for the entrepreneur's blog book. Okay, and I'll try to spot that fairly early, and again, steer you back in the right direction if you are off base or off course with regards to the blog book. The third activity, and this will be a single event activity, will require a little bit of coordination and delivery from a technological standpoint, and that is the elevator pitch. There are explanations in the syllabus about an elevator pitch, and some of you may have seen the show Shark Tank on TV. That is a version of an elevator pitch. You have an individual going, think of it this way. This is the way I explain it to folks. Imagine you're in New York City. You get on the elevator with Donald Trump, and you have an opportunity to pitch your idea to him or someone like him, Jay-Z, whoever. Okay, someone that has the financial wherewithal and to provide you with capital. Okay, you have from the point where you get on the elevator on the ground floor to whatever floor they're going to, where they're going to get off, and let's say that's 45 seconds. Okay, you have that much time to sell them on the idea of what you have to offer. Now, your goal with this project is not to get them to say, yes, I'm going to give you money today. Your goal is to tell enough of what you have to offer to get them to agree to a sit-down face-to-face meeting so that you can give them your entire plan. Okay? All right, so that's your goal. You don't tell too much. You don't try to tell everything. You don't give the details. If anyone out there that has the engineering mind that wants to tell all the inner workings of what goes on, that's not what this is for. This is very high-level stuff. More generic in nature, but certainly enough to convince this person to give you I want to say a second meeting, but well, it is a second meeting, a sit-down meeting, where you can explain it to them further. Okay, so any questions about that? Send me messages. The nature of the course here may require that, or will require in some cases, well, in every case, that you video this and submit it. That will be an attachment, and so best to send that by email. And again, my email is on page 1 of the syllabus. Let's see. Yeah, the elevator pitch explanation there, and it's basically what I just said. That's on page 4 of the syllabus. Talked about the marketing plan, talked about the chapter quizzes. The final plan, the final marketing plan will be due, it's the last week of the semester. And again, what I'm looking for is to see if you have taken the instruction that you were given at the midway point and taken that to heart, expounded on it, and added to it, and produced a quality marketing plan. Okay, I'm going to try to be fairly detailed with my instruction. One thing I'm also going to try to do is to give examples without giving names of other students, but also give examples of, hey, this person did it, they just nailed it. You need to follow this example, and again, without giving names, without giving away their business idea, give some examples of how you need to approach this project. Okay. Let's see. Talked about the grading rubric. Let's see what else I need to discuss here. Talked about the expectation that you should have for me getting back with you on questions or issues. The syllabus, I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not. On the leftmost column that says week 1, week 2, week 3, 7, 12, all the way down, we'll have the specific dates that apply. On Blackboard, we'll not have those same dates because courses are copied from semester to semester sometimes, and those things don't necessarily always carry over, and so and because of holidays and other events, I've chosen to leave that off of the Blackboard site. But if your week 8 matches up, if you're looking at the activities for week 8 and wondering what videos go with that, you go to the week 8 link in Blackboard. That's what applies. It should be fairly simple and straightforward. If there are questions about that, certainly shoot me a message, and I'll try my best to clarify. But that should be fairly straightforward for most everyone. Okay. See if there's anything else that I've left out. Okay, so again, the activities for the semester, you have the blog book. That's weekly. Remember, weekly activity. Don't give up those points. Please do everything you can not to miss out on those points. The elevator pitch, that's a one-time thing. You will need to go ahead and start asking around. If you do not have a webcam, you need to determine how you can get your hands on one, whether it be the lab at the college. If you go that route, though, you're going to need to be in there by yourself. You don't want to be disturbed. You don't want activity to be going on behind you, and you don't want to be disturbing someone that's in a computer class or studying or whatever. So you're going to need to do some logistical coordination. You've got several weeks still until that project is due, and let me go ahead and see now here when that exactly is. Trying to scan the syllabus. I'm not spotting it right off, but it's not so early in the semester that you will be scrambling. And if I had it there, I will certainly move it. I won't put it on the same week that you have your draft outline due, but it will be somewhere around middle of the semester, maybe slightly after the middle. Slightly before the midpoint, because after the midpoint, I want you guys to really ramp up your focus on the content of your marketing plan, and so I don't want you to have to be worrying about producing a video for your the elevator pitch. Again, 45 seconds tops. Don't practice it. I'll have in amongst the week 1, week 2, week 3 links. I'll have a link to some examples of elevator pitches. Please don't let this go 2-3 minutes. I will count off on scoring, because this is meant to be thought of as, again, you get on the elevator, you've got 45 seconds to get to the top floor. That's it. Donald Trump, Jay-Z, whoever, they're getting off. They're not going to stand there and let you finish your pitch. And if you've only gotten halfway through it, you're out of luck. Sorry. So what you need to do, you need to practice it. You need to hone this down and go in front of a mirror, and that's what the videos show, is giving you some examples of things that you can do to practice your pitch. Do it until you've got it down and you're not nervous. Have someone sit in front of you. Have someone sit behind the camera, the webcam, so that you feel like you're talking to someone. Okay, whatever it takes to make this quality. You don't have to wear a suit. I'm not concerned about. You see how I'm dressed right now. I'm not concerned about that. All right. I want to know that you know what you're talking about and the delivery is down. Because when you get out in the real world, you're really going to need to have, if you decide to have your own business, you're going to need to have 2, 3, 4, 5 different elevator pitches already prepared for a variety of situations. You may have one that's the drive-through pitch instead of the elevator pitch. You got 10 seconds at a drive-through. Pitching it to the person at Wendy's, but you understand what I'm talking about. You got a 10-second pitch. You got maybe a 30-second pitch, a minute and a half pitch, and then you got maybe a 5-minute pitch where there's some amount of interaction. So you need to know what content is appropriate, how much you need to give to the person, depending on the setting, depending on the situation. Okay, so this one is the 30 to 45-second pitch, and the reason for that is because there are potentially so many students in the class. All right, got it? Good. Talked about quizzes, talked about the marketing plan, and I think that is everything. If you do not have the textbook or textbooks, I would encourage you to get them from whatever source ASAP, because the week 1 quiz is based, and every quiz is based in part on information that's in the textbooks. Okay, so get those can't stress enough, get them as quick as possible. Okay, you may can answer the questions just because you're so brilliant and you just know marketing that well. If so, wonderful. I would still encourage you to get the books as quickly as possible. All right. And if you're not able to get them from the bookstore, I would find a source that can get it to you quickly. You might can get by with not or not doing well on the first quiz, but if it goes 2, 3, 4 weeks and you're missing out on points from those quizzes, then it's going to really hurt your chances at getting a good grade by the end of the semester. Okay. All right. I will end here. And any questions on this content, send me a message in Blackboard, and I will get back with you as soon as possible. Thanks, and best of luck in the class. I'm looking forward to great marketing plans and great things from you guys in the years ahead.